Hi, welcome to this Friday's edition of Jamaica Magazine. It's National Children's Day. Yes, while we honor our under 18 years old all month, there is a whole day dedicated to them. This Friday, our nation's children should receive an extra hug, smile, and a treat of their liking. Stay with us on Jamaica Magazine. The news is next.
Motorists, know your rights as road users. If you're stopped by the police in a road check, the police have the right to ask for your driver's license and vehicle documents. If you don't have the documents on you, you can ask for 5 days to provide them at a convenient police station. If you don't have vehicle insurance, you can be prosecuted and face the court. If you fail to renew the registration license, the police are entitled to seize your vehicle. If the police wish to search your vehicle, they should tell you the reasonable grounds for wanting the search. If you are given a ticket, sign it only if you plan to pay the fine and not contest the charge in court. And please be reminded, children under 18 years must wear a seatbelt, even if they are seated in the back. Know your rights. Knowledge of the traffic road code makes it easier to work with the police as they do their job to make the roads safer for you and everyone else.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, May 19. $90 million from the Equalization Fund and the Municipal Corporations Fund will be used to construct a new municipal building in Portmore. At the contract signing on Thursday, Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie said the build will save the government approximately $7.8 million annually in rent.
One of the important ways of changing the face and increasing the effectiveness of local government is the establishment of modern municipal structures that facilitate improved service, delivery, and at the same time strikes a bold statement as a symbol of civic pride.
The work is expected to begin in June this year and completed in February 2019 by HDB Construction Limited. The new Portmore Municipal Building will be located in the vicinity of Brayton Parkway and Municipal Boulevard. It will feature 3 floors with elevator, ramp for wheelchair access, adequate parking, and landscaping. It will also feature solar and LED street lighting and water harvesting. The Ministry of Tourism's Linkages Network has launched the Jamaica Supplies Directory, an online platform that allows purchasing managers to search and locate manufacturers of their choice based on their individual needs. It can be used on various devices, including phones, tablets, laptops, and computers. The directory was launched during a recent meeting of the Tourism Linkages Council at the Ministry. Portfolio Minister Edmund Bartlett says the directory will boost efforts to increase consumption of locally produced goods and facilitate greater profits from the industry. Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, Dr. Wayne Henry, says the online platform has boosted the web presence of suppliers and manufacturers. The hybrid platform can be accessed at tourismlinkages.net via any internet-enabled Android, iOS, Windows operating system, or Linux device. Teams from the Rural Agricultural Development Authority are in the field conducting damage assessments from the recent heavy rains. Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, Carl Samuda, says he expects the loss to be extensive given the widespread damage to crops, livestock and infrastructure. He says major interventions will be needed from the ministry to help the sector return to production within the shortest time. That assistance will likely include access to seeds, seedlings and other inputs. In the meantime, Mr. Samuda says the ministry stands ready to maintain support and provide productivity incentives to farmers who continue to face risks through weather-related events as well as pests and diseases. This, he says, will be done through the Production Incentive Fund, which now stands at $200 million. The Urban Development Corporation, UDC, is calling for a behavior change to end improper garbage disposal in gullies. The call comes ahead of works to repair the low wall barriers or groins at the Montego Bay waterfront to prevent further beach erosion. General Manager of the UDC, Dr. Damian Graham, says the sustainability of the project will be strengthened by citizens' buy-in and commitment to protecting the beaches.
We need your support to change the behavior and ensure that we don't have garbage and other debris running into the harbor. It will erode the work that we've done.
The Montego Bay Waterfront Rehabilitation Project is now in its planning phase. And finally, there has been an overwhelming support for the National Labor Day projects, as over 200 volunteers have already signed up to participate at the Ward Theatre, one of two national projects. The other is the Central Police Station. Acting Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Dr. Janice Lindsay, says they are encouraging even more persons to go out in their respective communities and be a part of the other Labor Day projects.
And I think there is no better time to do it than now, especially given what we have just experienced. There are so many communities that are battered. There are so many communities that really need help. And it really means mobilizing all hands to get us back to the place that we need to be, for our communities to be in the shape that they need to be in.
Dr. Lindsay was speaking at a JIS think tank on Thursday, pointing to the ministry's partnership with NEPA to plant 155,000 trees on Labor Day. She says seeds could be purchased from the Forestry Department. Free seeds are also available. The National Labor Day Church Service is this Sunday, starting at 9 a.m. at the Portmore New Testament Church of God. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Get legal advice for free. Yes, free! From the Mobile Justice Unit. The Mobile Justice Unit makes scheduled stops in towns across the country, and the unit is open for stops at community meetings and school expos. Get free consultation on matters to do with land, immigration, divorce, job redundancy or termination, custody and maintenance. The Mobile Justice Unit, providing access to timely justice outcomes. To request a visit, contact the Legal Aid Council, 131 Tower Street, downtown Kingston, or call them at 922-3761.
During the recent sectoral presentations in Parliament, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck outlined major plans to improve the rights of citizens. Let's see how these projects will be delivered.
We're targeting at least 10% reduction in backlog cases this year, and a reduction in the number of cases that will be resolved by way of traditional court processes. The new face of justice is about helping individuals, families and communities heal, recover and prosper.
That mandate will take form through a variety of initiatives this fiscal year.
There is a program that is being executed by the Legal Reform Department to review all the laws of Jamaica, at least 600 pieces of legislation, and the process has started and will be fast-tracked. Many of these laws have never been changed. We have started the work in earnest to reduce the backlog of cases in our civil and criminal courts. The Chief Justice has instituted a statistical case management system that identifies backlog. The Chief Justice is trying to deal with all cases over 5 years. We're engaging more judges and have sought the support of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service to engage part-time judges. To do so require constitutional changes that have recently been approved by Cabinet, and the appropriate legislation will come to this House shortly. 2 new restorative justice centers will open in Tivoli and Denham Town shortly. We're establishing 14 parish justice centers that will have responsibility for the coordination of alternative dispute resolution processes in the parish. We expect that a significant number of the cases that would normally be resolved in the traditional court system will be diverted to these justice centers. The first parish justice center will be opened in St. Anne in July. The St. Mary Parish Justice Center will be opened in August. We expect that Portland Parish Justice Center which is to be located in the Buff Bay Courthouse, to be opened by October. Others will follow soon after and completed in this fiscal year. The construction of the Family Court Attendance Centre in Kingston will be built using the containerized concept. The Coroner's Court on Maxwell Avenue will shortly be completed and open to the public. The expansion of the Court of Appeal should be completed in this fiscal year to provide for a third appeal court and enough chambers to accommodate 12 appeal court judges. The expansion of the traffic courts is expected to begin once the MOU for the lease has been finalized with the owners of the property. We hope to renovate 78 courtrooms in 19 court buildings and put in them audiovisual equipment, which is funded by the EU. We will put the alternative dispute resolution infrastructure across 1,000 schools in Jamaica. We will establish these 14 parish justice centers. More JPs are being trained and available to provide a better quality of service to their communities and to the court system. This year's budget will allow us to provide some support to the offices of the custodies, once again demonstrating our commitment to strengthening the capability of the justice system to respond to the needs of the citizenry. This fiscal year will be a watershed year.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash, no paper, no dash, no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
Labor Day 2017 will be like no other. You see, this year we're gonna restore, we're gonna preserve, we're gonna beautify our beautiful island Jamaica.
Labor, the blood, sweat and tears of the Jamaican worker, has been the platform for the construction of our society.
Indeed, I declare that Jamaica was built by labor.
We want to use this year's observance to provide an opportunity for the engagement of the wider populace on matters related to productivity, work ethic, and industrial relations.
In keeping with the theme, the Ministry, in collaboration with the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, will undertake the restoration and beautification of the Workers' Monument in downtown Kingston. Our other activities include a seminar on the upcoming OSH Act and Centenarians Day observance on May 19th. In fact, our celebration on Centenarians Day will twin intergenerational connections and also honor for a working-class Jamaican as we pay tribute to Mrs. Violet Brown, the world's oldest woman and Jamaica's oldest senior citizen.
This year, our commemoration will also highlight, in a very special way, the contribution of the Right Excellent Samuel Sharp and his fight for all the people of Jamaica, particularly the workers.
It is an appropriate time to reflect on the value of labor to our development and use the lessons of the past to face the challenges of the future.
Labor Day 2017 will play that critical role of galvanizing public interest and mobilizing communities for the celebration of our country's 55th anniversary of independence. As such, the overarching theme of Jamaica 55 celebrations, Jamaica 55, celebrating Jamaicans at home and abroad, will be used for Labor Day 2017 with a particular mission to restore, preserve, and beautify.
We make we clean up the place, we make we clean up the place. Our little country make we clean up the place. You love Jamaica, so make we clean up the place.
We're urging Jamaicans to clean up and beautify their environment and landmarks, including monuments, community centers, recreational parks, and public spaces that may be used to not only stage the celebrations, but which will renew the spirit of community and togetherness. The mission to beautify communities will also include a program of configuring murals in each parish. This will kickstart the Jamaica 55 objective to produce a minimum of 55 murals throughout the island. Structures and landmarks that have preserved their historic character help to shape the tapestry of our collective memory, woven with a sense of pride of our past, and provide a stability or identity for the present, all adding to the sum total of what makes us uniquely Jamaican. So this Labor Day, ladies and gentlemen, we dedicate our energies to restore, preserve, and beautify our national landmarks and monuments, from villages, towns, and communities, through cities and parishes. This year, we have decided on 2 national projects for Labor Day. We are pleased to announce that the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport will be working closely with the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation to see to the startup of restoration work at the ward. That work will begin even ahead of Labor Day. But on May 23, we will have a massive undertaking at the site to begin well-needed work on the facade of the structure. Restoration will over time include renovation to changing rooms within the facility, retrofitting of the seating within the theater, electrical and plumbing works, and installation of AC units. We're all very excited about this project, as with the proposed works to be done at Central Police Station. This is another necessary project that underscores the utmost respect that we must have for institutions such as the police stations that are central to the work undertaken by the men and women who are sworn to protect us daily. As part of Labor Day activities, 19 substations across the island will also benefit from restoration work. This year, NEPA will launch its Million Tree Challenge. This is a call to action for all Jamaicans. It is part of NEPA's Trees for Life campaign. The Trees for Life campaign is aimed at increasing the island's biodiversity, green coverage, and our overall resilience to the impacts of climate change. So as Minister, I'm pleased to announce that in support of this Million Tree Challenge, and in recognition of the island's 55 years of independence, the Ministry has committed to planting 155 trees on Labor Day.
Labor Day 2017 will be like no other. You see, this year, we're going to restore, we're going to preserve, we're going to beautify our beautiful island, Jamaica.
I call on all Jamaicans to take on a project, no matter how small. Become part of this national campaign to clean up our communities and environment.
My dream is to restore the school, every park, every scheme. Preserve landmarks and murals, you see. Tell you my goal, my goal, my goal. Labor Day 2017, let's volunteer to get all of them things together. Restore, preserve, and beautify. say be careful what you teach your little children. Make sure I know something to hurt them.
Parents, keep your children safe and protected. Stay alert and be aware of where your children are at all times. Submit the latest photo of your child to his or her school. Know what's happening with your child. Listen to them when they say they don't feel comfortable going to a certain place or being around certain persons. Act quickly when your child tells you he or she has been touched inappropriately or approached with unwanted requests. Be the change. Help us protect our children. For more information, call 1-888-776-8328 or 1-876-878-2882. Up next on this National Children's Day, we talk caring for the disabled. Watch this.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world better.
Safeguarding children with disabilities is very important. More so, although all children are vulnerable, but children with disabilities tend to be a little bit more vulnerable because there are sometimes some of them cannot take care of themselves. And so when we think of safeguarding children with disabilities, we have to think of the different disability groups because there are some who can manage more than others. For persons who are deaf, children who are deaf, you have to ensure that they get the information about being safe, whether safe on the roads or safe from strangers or safe from persons who would harm them. So giving them the information in a language that they can understand. And for us in Jamaica, it's through the Jamaican Sign Language. For persons with intellectual disabilities, it is taking care to explain over and over again in simple language the different types of dangers that they might face. It is teaching them how to be safe on the roads, how to be safe at home, at school, wherever they are. And for these children, they will need sometimes practical examples of what to do. And so for them it is not just telling, but it is also showing. It is very, very important for the child who is blind that they can listen and they can understand readily, but they cannot see, and so they need to be introduced, to the physical feel of things, to know, so that they can be aware of their surroundings. They need to be taught to be more aware of their surroundings, because sometimes it is not about what you can see or feel, but it is just having that sixth sense. The Child Development Agency covers all children. However, there is a Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities, the Combined Disabilities Association, the Jamaica Association for the Deaf, the Jamaican Association on Intellectual Disabilities, the Jamaica Autism Support Association that is there, to help parents and caregivers. It is for the general public to look out for persons with disabilities. Look out for them in the bus stations, at the bus center, for areas, parishes that have bus centers. Do not abuse them. Do not shove them aside. Do not, when you're entering the bus and everybody is pushing and shoving, look out for them to ensure that they get on the bus so that they too can get home, if that is their means of transportation. Persons really have to look out. Don't take away their lunch money. Don't spit on them. Don't disregard them. They're another human being seeking an education, seeking to go about their business like any other legitimate child. And so they should be allowed to grow up. They should be allowed to become all that they can be, so that later on we do not have to be seeing them begging on the streets, or they're cast aside and society has to take care of them, because it will cost us more.
Wet hands with water. Apply enough soap to cover all hand surfaces. Rub hands palm to palm. Right palm over left dorsum with interlaced fingers and vice versa. Palm to palm with fingers interlaced. Backs of fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlocked. Rotational rubbing of left thumb clasped in right palm and vice versa. Rotational rubbing backwards and forwards with clasped fingers of right hand in left palm and vice versa. Rinse hands with water. Dry hands thoroughly with a single-use towel. Use towel to turn off faucet. Your hands are now safe.
Parents and guardians, please be reminded to pay particular attention to your children for signs of gastroenteritis. Following this week's persistent rainfall across the island, cases could increase. Gastroenteritis is a condition that causes irritation and inflammation of the stomach and intestines, caused by bacteria or parasite in spoiled food, unclean water, or dirty hands. Symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, and stomach upset. Affected children may also have headache, fever, and abdominal cramps. Medication should not be used to stop the diarrhea or vomiting. Oral rehydration fluid should be used to replace the water and special substances that are lost as a result of vomiting and/or diarrhea. In addition, other fluids such as coconut water, diluted fruit juices, and plain water can also be given. Do not give sweet drinks. Gastroenteritis can cause death, especially in young children less than 5 years old. Remember, a healthy child creates a Jamaica that is a place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
People, me don't know about you, but me tired of with sons and daughters them go missing. It is up to all of we to make sure that the youths them make it home, make it through life. Play your part. Sign up to get alerts when a child goes missing. If you have a digital phone, text the word HELP, H-E-L-P, to 444-2432. And if you have a Lime phone, do the same at 444-4230. Protect the youths. Alert the authorities.
This is where the magazine closes for today, but there's lots more to see on our webpage, jis.gov.jm. There you may find relevant information on government projects and policies. For more television features, visit our YouTube channel. We're also on other social media sites, or you may download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed while you're on the go. On behalf of all of us here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.